Hello everyone. Welcome to my page. My name is Maya. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. So I'm live again today. This is part of my day six Go Live challenge for my team, and I'm gonna talk English today since like some people sometimes like in my live talk I'm talking in my language. So right now I'm talking in English, and the reasons for my live talk always for inspiring people out there that we can build a business while we're working as an employee, and then you don't have to kind of like take your time for the whole day to run the business, and also it has automated system and it's very flexible, and then it's really for long-term investment that I thought. So for me, like this business is blessing for me and also for everyone in the community. But I'm inviting today a special guest from Toronto, Canada. um because people like thinking, oh, this business only for women. No, this business for everyone, wherever you are. But now I'm inviting a special guest from Toronto, and we will know more about him and what his background and the journey of him, why he chose this digital business. Assalamualaikum, brother.
Walaikum Assalam. How are you doing, Mai?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, thanks for being in my page. I really being honored that you're in my page.
Well, I'm
Okay,
very happy to be here.
yeah. The floor is yours. So just tell the viewers what's your background.
Okay. My name is Kashif Taqiyuddin. I'm born and raised here in Toronto, Canada. I'm a IT professional by profession. Um, that's what I've been doing. 22 years in IT, and
Mm.
and I'm a father of three. So I've got three kids, ages 15, 13, and 11. So they've all, essentially in their teen years now. So a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, and that's my background here. So that's just generally what's about me.
Mhm. Thank you. And whoever doesn't know about me, my background is I'm a mother of two, but it's still young. They are 6 and 3 years old. And also, I'm a pharmacist, work at a retail company in the US, and also wife. And now we are both here, digital entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I just like wanna know more about your journey until you get to choose this digital business, Tashir.
Okay. Well, there are a few. There are different factors that that made me think about why I want to do, first of all, digital business. Really,
Mhm.
it was more about I needed some supplemental income. I wanted some passive income, and I don't have a lot of money to put or a lot of capital to put into, for example, real estate, or to put in a lot of money into stocks. But the other thing about a stock investment is it kind of sits there, and then you don't do anything with your investment until you finally sell, and it could take a long time. So there's a lot of things I looked at. One of the major reasons I think why I want everyone to understand is that um, I've been working as a full-time employee for a long time, and really I had no control of my life at that time. I was really working paycheck to paycheck.
Mhm.
I'm born and raised here in Canada. I have a very good education with a university degree. I did everything that our parents tell us to do all over the world. We've learned.
Exactly. Yeah.
They say
Mhm.
get a good education, get a good job, get a good spouse, and and you have a happy family. So I did all that, but what I found is that, sorry, but times have changed and the cost of living is very high, and so there's a lot of challenges with that. I wasn't in control of my time, or of my money, my schedule, nothing. I was it was difficult. So one day, then eventually I made a drastic change and I left the full-time world and I became self-employed. So I'm an IT consultant now, and so I get to choose where I want to work. The only difference then is, see, that was a great move, and it helped my family financially. So financially, we were doing well, no longer worried about paychecks, and and we had savings. But my challenge is that I'm still stuck to somebody else's schedule. I still have to come, and work for a client, long hours. And then the other thing too is that as I'm self-employed, I don't get vacation days, I don't get sick pay. So if I decide to go away on vacation, then I'm not being paid. So that's a problem
Mhm.
for me, or that's an issue for me. And the other thing too is if I finish a contract for a client, and then
Mhm.
and my contract ends, I now have to look for a new job, a new contract. So there's a period where
Mhm.
I'm unemployed. So again, that's a problem because I'm not able to pay bills during that time. So honestly, it was for the past 4 or 5 years, I was looking on how do I supplement that? What can I do so that there's still even a small amount of money coming in every month from a different
Mhm.
source? That
Mhm.
really what I was concerned about is just help me pay my rent. So if I don't have a job or if I'm away on vacation, I'm still, making
Mhm.
my essential payments. And I looked around at so many things on the internet, and the internet is, as we all know, full of so many get rich quick schemes and all.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I avoided all of it. Everything I looked at, and it has to do with my background in IT. I do a lot of research and due diligence, and if I see if there's anything that involves any kind of risk, then I'm most likely walking away from it. If my questions aren't answered, I'm walking away from it. So lots of different things I avoided until eventually one day, I came across an ad in this particular business, and this caught my interest, and that's what brought me here.
That's awesome. That's really inspiring. I mean, like, I can relate to that story because I was the same thing. I was like, doing by the book, like, okay, get the education, I get a doctorate pharmacy degree. I'm the pharmacist now. I'm the pharmacist manager. It's just like, and that's it. And then like you're stuck with the schedule, and then also if you want to go vacation, you have to kind of like signed up a year before.
Yeah,
So what if like on that month, like for some reason, like I already signed up, because like it happens to me. It happens to me like last 2 years ago. Like I already planned it to go back home. I planned it to go back home, but I didn't know that was like the pandemic.
mhm,
And then I already booked 3 weeks vacation, but I couldn't go because I can't go anywhere. And
right.
then like when I asked back, oh, can I work instead of having a 3 weeks off, because like I couldn't go anywhere, and I couldn't. So so because like, oh, we already schedule you with other people and stuff like that, and it's just, so that's kind of like make me thinking, wow, there's no flexibility.
Correct.
There is no flexibility that, okay, if I want to go, oh, I got a cheaper ticket for next week or next month, but I couldn't get a day off because I didn't sign up last year. So it's kind of like that, and it's just like wherever you go, like when you work with somebody else, it's always like that kind of thing that you work hard for the whole year, but like
Mhm.
you only get a vacation for 2 weeks. I mean, just mathematically is not making any sense.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And honestly, I love to travel, right? And I
Hmm.
want to
Same
explore
here.
the world. I
Yeah.
constantly want to be on the move. But
Hmm.
as you said, right, if we're pinned to only 2, 3, or 4 weeks of vacation in an entire year, like how is that a good thing, right? And
Hmm.
is that why we worked so hard to achieve? Is this what we wanted to
Yeah,
achieve, right? Like
exactly. Yeah.
that's not what I had in mind when
Hmm.
I received my education, and when I entered the workforce. So that's something I was like, no, I really want to change that. And so, as in self-employment, honestly, if I want to, I have the
Hmm.
flexibility of going away for 2 months.
Hmm.
That's 2 months without pay.
Yeah, the ones without. Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
I can't. That is the reason why I can't.
Hmm.
I can't afford to do that. So that's where I was
Hmm.
looking to close that gap. And again, why I was looking
Hmm.
around for something
Yeah.
else.
That's good. Yeah, and also I really experienced it like last couple months. Like I went back home, but I already started this business for almost a year. And it kind of like when you build from the beginning, like we built from scratch, but with the community and the system, that you believe in the system, the automated system, and it works, and we got paid on the vacation. So
Yeah, amazing.
amazing, right? So it's kind of like you just need, yeah, we just need to believe it in the system. That's one of the perks, yeah, here. But like, any business, you kind of like need to be kind of a process. Enjoy the journey. So,
I
so
agree.
what is your challenges so far in this
Um,
business?
well, there's a few things. Honestly, I think one right now is just trying to find, who are the people that will connect with me. You know, I don't find it challenging with respect to time in running this business, because first of all, this it's just such a great system that this business
Mm-hmm.
offers, right? And the automation and
Mm-hmm.
everything that it is,
Mm-hmm.
and the training. And so what I found is that okay, I only have to put in 1 to 2 hours every night, and I can afford that because often, I mean, my 1 to 2 nights used to be spending time on Netflix, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
or playing video games, right? Which I mean, I still enjoy those two things, but then I thought about it. I was like, okay, no, but if I can drastically make a difference and and change my my family situation by simply just doing this,
Mm-hmm.
then I can do that. And so ever since I got involved, I found that that is not a problem. So I think it's just trying to. I think it's still there's a little bit of time management issues that I need to resolve with myself because I've got a very busy IT career still,
Yeah.
right? And so I do have some responsibilities and the responsibilities with
Mm-hmm.
the family as well. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to making sure that I can juggle all that. But I'd say alhamdulillah, everything is still going
Alhamdulillah.
good with
Yeah,
respect to that.
yeah, it's not because of the system that challenge. It's just like for us, like ourselves, because we become our own boss, so our own boss. So we kind of like manage the time. We kind of like being flexible around it, and then it just the training is kind of like we can go back and forth. It's kind of like it's always there. It's just like from within, like okay, so which one is the priority? I know before this business 1 to 2 hours is like for Netflix, for anything. It just now it just changed, change
Exactly.
the hours. It's kind of like you still have the job, you still have the family time. That's the beautiful of this business. It's just for long term kind of results. It's just like with the put in like every day like 1 to 2 hours. It's like it's enough for building, and then we learn and we build our skill because the business need a skill. You can't just like jump in the business and then you don't have any skill and you expect something big.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, so it's kind of like any business. That's why you want to go uh, to kind of like learn something new and out of our comfort zone to build the business. And then that's why it make it like for me in my religion, like people like say this halal or haram. So for me it's kind of like halal means it's it's back to God. For me, if there's any business that is putting the effort and we work on it, not just putting the money and sitting there, and then all of a sudden we kind of like get big ones,
Yeah.
it's dangerous. So what's your perspective about this?
Well, I'm with you. I'm here because one, as far as I'm concerned, that this business is completely 100% halal, and that is an important part for me. I don't engage in anything, and it's my own personal choice and that I've made, but I don't involve myself in anything that involves interest. So I've managed to avoid that for essentially my whole life. So I really did a lot of research, right, in terms of how do how does this work? How do you collect money? How are you making money? Who are the people involved? What are we doing? What are we selling? All of these were very important questions for me as part of my research, and that's why I said like when I before I start anything, I do I do a lot of research in. So I definitely did that, and I determined. I like. Let me say this to everyone. When you initially join this business or you decide to invest in it, you are exposed to an absolutely giant community, right? We have more than
Mm.
130,000 people.
Mm.
So when I first joined this community, the first thing I did is, hey, are there any Muslims in this community? That was actually
That's
the first thing I
that's
went.
what I did. That's what I did too.
Okay. And so then that's what I looked for, right? And then I said, okay, great. Then I started finding some, and then I started reaching out to them and asking them questions, and and just making sure that I'm comfortable. And it's not like I found one and then two. Then I found I found so many. That I found an imam in our community, and then
Mhm.
so and
Mhm.
so spoke, had a lot of good conversations with him. So you know ultimately very comfortable with what the business is and what we're doing. So I have no regrets and no hesitation. I
Mhm.
really wish more of the Muslim community gets involved. We already have a good presence, but it would be great to see everybody else come in as well.
Yeah, it's really good. Like it's really good for us to change. It's not like our situation is bad right now. Yeah, I mean, like we have a decent job, but like we our family deserve more. Like the time that we put in, because whenever you being employed by someone, your time kind of like stuck with that. It's not your sacrifice your time for the job, and then you kind of like not flexible. Okay, my kids want to do something. Oh, I have to go to work. There is no. It's kind of like the choose between those is it's kind of like hard in the future for me. Like because we have to do this like until we're 65 at least.
Exactly.
So we're not thinking about like 3 to 4 or 5 years. It's for long term, like for 30 years. Yeah, just thinking about 30 years. So what if we can do like retired early, not like stuck in the 65, and then not then enjoy the traveling, like wherever you go, where when you're old, like when you don't have energy, more energy to travel around. So why we have to wait? Yeah, I mean, like for me, if there's a option to start it right now when we're still young, and then still have a being still have an employee with someone that we kind of like still have family time, why not just kind of invest 1 to 2 hours a day or more, maybe like if you have more time, and being part of the community, and it's blessing because here is kind of like we're sharing our knowledge to others. I see that so many people being humbly sharing their knowledge, sharing their success. That's the part of community I feel like it's a blessing for.
Look, I think that is a very big benefit of this community, right? And in this
Mhm,
business.
mhm,
So let's think about that, right? Both, you got yourself a great education and you're working, and I've been in the corporate world for 22 years, and I can tell you in the corporate
that's a
world,
really long time.
right? Every time
Mhm,
we're trying to get a promotion, you are
mhm,
fighting everybody. You're
mhm.
fighting everybody for that promotion.
Exactly.
You are
Yeah.
fighting
Uh-huh.
to get to the corporate, to climb the corporate ladder. And
Mhm.
so it's not a happy environment. Nobody is there to support you
No.
because everybody is there for themselves, right? Like it reminds
Mhm,
me of the Arabic phrase, right? Nafsi, nafsi.
mhm,
And so,
mhm,
um, and so, just me, right? It's only about yourself. And so, what I love about this community is that there's none of that. Everybody is
mhm,
helpful. Everybody's trying to help each other. Everybody wants to see each other succeed. Because
mhm,
honestly, yours, like for example, Maya, no matter what you do, your success has no impact on me, right? So
mhm.
what's wrong with
Yeah.
me in wishing you the best then,
Yeah.
right? There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. In fact, I want you to do well. And if you can teach
Mhm.
me something, fantastic, because when you teach me something and whatever I do in my business does not affect you. So,
No.
this is
Mhm.
not like, there's a Burger King on this side of the street and a McDonald's on this side of the street and we're
Yeah.
fighting for customers. There's nothing like
No.
that.
Mhm.
And so that's why I absolutely love this community because where everybody's very supportive of each other.
Yeah.
So definitely I've enjoyed that part.
Yeah. This is the kind of like we surrounded with positive people, and share up and support each other, and I never found the community in my life like this before. That's why.
This is the
Uh,
only one, and I
this is the
honestly
only
don't think about it. Yes.
and you've been in corporate world for 20 years. For me, like it's still like less than that, but I already feel it like it's true. So it's just we're just like thinking about them, not thinking about us. That's all.
It's so true.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kasif, and I really, really appreciate of your time. And do you wanna invite people to go to webinar?
Absolutely, absolutely, right. I think it's, when I, look, whether people see, a broadcast like this, or they see an ad, right? Like, you don't have all the details, you don't truly understand what it's about. But once you watch that webinar, and I know when I watched that webinar, it was the first time where I said, "Oh, I found it. I finally found the business that I've been looking for 4 years, 5 years, but I finally found it." And that's what, and so the webinar is very inspiring, and it gives everybody a lot to think about. And honestly, if you're looking for change, if you really want to change your situation, you want to enjoy life a little bit better, and you know that what you're doing right now can't be the right solution, watch the webinar. You have nothing to lose. It's simply
Mhm.
free, and it's just information.
Yeah, it's simply yeah. It's there's no cost, and it's just kind of like a first step to see that if it's for you or not. By how to go to webinar is just ask each one of us. We are on the on our page live together. But like Kastif have their own page and I have own page, and you can ask each one of us to get our website, and there's you can put the name and the email in there and you will get the link for the webinar, and it's live if you want to see live people live. And for me and my area is like 5 p.m. PST, and probably in Kashif about
It's 8 p.m. here.
8 p.m. I have to count
or
8 p.m.
or
It's
3 hours. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
3 hours different. So it's kind of like that's a live if you want to do, but like if you can get the replay too every two times in a week, you have a different replay. So how awesome is that? It's every week. So it just you can, if you're not like liking it the first webinar, you can wait for the second webinar or third webinar, and then you can replay all over you want. So yeah, so we just wanted to inspire you, and there's no um everybody can do it if they want to change their lives like Kashif said, and it's kind of like it's legal business in US, Canada, wherever.
Exactly.
It's worldwide business. And you have to see it yourself to kind of like judge if this is for you or not. For us, it's kind of like it's life changing, and we're happy to be here, and that's what we're sharing with you guys.
I
Well,
agree.
thank you, Kashif. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. Thank you again.
Yeah. All right. Good evening for wherever you are. We're gonna done with the live today. Thank you again, Kashif, and bye now.
Take care.
Assalamualaikum, Kashif. Yeah.
Waalaikumsalam.